Hello, and thank you for listening to and watching. Thanks for listening and watching to the Scarf. Thank you for listening to and watching the Scarf Bergara Award, the live stream podcast and blog for county fans by county fans. Now, I say the Scarf Bergara Award, but for this week only, well, maybe every week till the end of the season, we might as well be the Super Ben Whitfield podcast because it's the same letters in it, tsbw. For the podcast and the Super Ben Whitfield podcast. Isn't it, Russ Johnson?
It is, yeah. I'm not giving it any thought, to be honest.
Yeah, well, you will do now. Who are you? You're Russ Johnson. Who am I?
You're Nick Lee.
Unfortunately so. And have a look at that over there. Who's that lovely, lovely boy? It's only Pete Wilson. How you doing, mate? You all right?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? You good?
I'm very good. Oh, lovely, lovely boy. Right, let's get into it. I think Joe Inglesfield in the comments has put it about as well as we possibly could. A home win!
Something to be cheerful about, finally.
Ooh.
I've forgotten what it felt. Oh, I was cock a hoop.
It's been too long, hasn't it? I thought the Wrexham game in general, the first half I was more the same for the last couple of weeks. We started so poor, considering the first minute we conceded. But
yeah, put the drink down. Put the drink down, Pete. Come on. Are you talking? Don't be drinking. Come on. Yeah.
You have no idea what I did just about two minutes before we went live, and you don't want to know. Only me and Pete will know that. you don't even know what went on. I'm not joking either. Something did actually go on that would get us cancelled.
Did it? Oh, wow.
Answers on a postcard.
Nice. So, what have we got for tonight?
Everything. We've got a home win. It's a home win. I just don't know what to do.
We seem a bit unprepared. Right, we're going to talk about the home win against Wrexham. We're going to look forward to Weymouth, and we've got a young man that's joined us from Bradford City. We haven't got him here. I'm just saying we're going to talk about him.
Another one.
He's not coming on. So yeah, we'll get into all of that. Shall I just run the titles, and then we can start talking about it?
Run them.
It's the only titles we've got, by the way. We're going to get some new ones soon. Still extremely satisfying, that little clip, isn't it?
Yeah. It's so dramatic, isn't it?
It is.
We're all happy, aren't we? It's not normally we'd have had a good bit of ranting going on by now, but it's like, yeah, how much better is the world, honestly? Saturday, the grass smelt better, everything.
I was about to say, you couldn't really tell, could you? We still all three look as miserable, don't we?
In a long week.
Well, after the first half, I think I still was miserable on Saturday because the first half was the same shit again. I just couldn't believe my eyes. I was quite. Do you know what? It's weird, right? As soon as the match started, great atmosphere, all that kind of thing. As soon as it started, we got a throw down in the corner, didn't we? And I thought, oh, great! Straight away, we're attacking here. That's what I want to see. I want to see County attack at home against one of the best teams in the league, or perceived best teams in the league. Throw comes in, keeper gets it quite easy. Booth straight down the other end, shine a light, and then just seeing all their fans celebrating. Twats.
Yeah, it was a great ball, to be fair, as well, from the keeper.
Oh, it was, yeah.
Split right down the fence, and a great finish as well, chipped over the keeper. I mean, not how Ross wanted his first debut going, getting chipped in the first minute.
But, I won't blame him though, because I don't think Chandler or Joey would have saved it either.
I think anyone would have to fair. But it was,
it's you know what? That joke got a better reaction at the game on Saturday. Even from you, and you were sat next to me, fuming. You go and win a game, and people change. People laugh at stuff you get laughed off your jokes when you're 1-0 down. Then win a game and Nick's not funny anymore.
Did you just going back to the goal before you go on a massive tangent, Nick? If we stick with the football, did you notice? Was it Ben Barkley had a go at Ross after the goal went in?
Yeah,
I thought that was. I mean, I'm in the keepers union anyway, as you know, but I just thought that was wrong because Ross was not expected to come for that.
No, I don't think there's a keeper at this level who'd have done better with that. I think most keepers at this level would handle it exactly the same way.
I thought it's more. I thought it's more than centre backs. To be fair,
Yeah.
It was let straight through. So.
Got caught with what was a dreadful offside trap
In the first 30 seconds.
Just straight away.
Just straight away. But
It's the whole Sunday League thing of being like, switched on, lads, switched on, yeah. We just didn't.
You might disagree, but it was nice to see the way end full and bouncing again, to be fair.
No, I don't disagree. No.
Yeah, I loved it. They did not make as much noise as I found the Grimsby fans made more noise than the Wrexham ones, though.
Yeah, I agree with that one. They were quite quiet after that, but
yeah, considering they were 1-0 up for for most of the first half.
But that's what our away end does, though, doesn't it? I mean, number one, it didn't look as full as I was expecting. And we'll come to something else later. I do want to bring up about the perceived the projected platoon scenes that we were going to get.
It's like the last days of Rome.
Well, exactly. It's like Jesus.
Kiddies cowering behind the mother's skirts, everything.
Yeah. But yeah, it wasn't full, and that's what the railway end does to fans, and it happened to West Ham and Southampton. When they come, whatever they sing just gets lost. You may as well be on a plane flying into Manchester. You'd probably hear it better, wouldn't you? The noise that we're making, so you just lose it all, which I think is really good because it just doesn't have any effects on the game. I don't think.
Yeah, I agree with that. I still want to see a roof on it though.
Oh yeah, don't get me wrong. When we get the same size as the Cheadle end and it's 22,000 seater. Oh yeah, definitely.
A few years down the line there, but
Yeah, that's what he said, Auntie. That's what he said.
So what do you reckon was said at half time then? Because it was such a. I mean, what we didn't mention was the formation going into the game. Now, 2:00 when the team was announced, and it was clear we were going to be playing Whitfield in his strongest position. So I didn't know we'd changed formation at first. So I thought, well, he's basically had a week to save his job, and the best he's come up with is change goalkeepers. But even though we were still poor first half, it was obvious that there was more attacking intent there.
Yeah,
especially from Whitfield. And then something must have been said second half because the turnaround. I was almost contemplating at half time. I'll just stay down here and watch it on the screen. And I got into the stand just as Madden's header hit the net. Yeah,
I thought Whitfield played a number 10 role, and then Madden also dropped but deeper as well. So
I said there was a bit of a change of shape for the second half. Yeah, that was it. That's how he came out at half time.
I still think he doesn't know his best team or formation, though. To be fair, I think the biggest change will be this weekend. Obviously, it's with obviously the new signing and obviously more wingers in the team, but. I don't know. I'm still not a fan of the five at the back. I'm still waiting to be proven wrong, but I still don't think it's our best formation. I think it gives us so much negative football. Yeah. So I'm happy to be proven wrong.
I think we should let's talk about that for a minute in a bit more depth. Let's get on. And then we've got like a big screen we can move things around on it. Before we do that though, I'm totally with Darren Bowden here. He'd rather listen to us than watch the red shite. He's absolutely right. You probably disagree with that, don't you, Nick?
No, I'd rather listen to like people being tortured in Guantanamo. But there's a lot of things I'd listen to.
But yeah,
I just like watching. It's Ronaldo I like watching.
Right, formation wise, then we've obviously three at the back with the wing backs and. The wing back traditionally has always had to sort of defend the space to the left and to the right of those left and right centre backs, hasn't they? Get back, do a job, help. Kitchen and Southern Hales does that. I always struggle with playing wingers in that system, but apparently, you probably couldn't you? But then, to me, your wing back gets in the way of your winger, and that leaves too much space in the middle.
Not the way we had the wingers, because if you've got Whitfield on the left cutting in on his right foot, then then him and whoever's on the right are essentially becoming part of a front three with whoever the lone striker is. Yeah, that's what I'd like to see.
He's still. Well, what Russ is saying, still getting in the way technically, but you can say that about a lot of formations that play wingers. So even.
Depends how fluid you are, I suppose.
Even when we played like 4-2-3-1 under Gadden, or it was Duxbury on the left, he He
Still bonged
bombed forward, didn't he? So
yeah.
I suppose with that. Sorry, Pete. I'm just picking up on what Nick just said. With that, it's the inside forward, isn't it? Coming inside.
Yeah.
Then, if Kitchen does go, Whitfield's got the option of reverse ball out and with the overlap, or coming inside and doing something that way.
Yeah, and having an extra body in the box for Kitchen's cross. He's probably one of the best crossers in the squad, so you want him whipping the balls in.
Definitely.
But with this formation, though, there's only 2 holding midfielders, though, and obviously you can lose that battle. You lose the midfield battle, don't you? So it's I feel like it should have. I think we should have played around with more tactics. I feel like it's just when you're on Football Manager and you go through a season, you have one formation, you just stick to that. Doesn't matter what happens. I think that's kind of happened at the moment.
Yeah, I just think he's scared of changing it in case it completely goes to rat shit. Which, to be fair, he couldn't have done any worse with the 3-3-0s we've had, or 2-3-0s and a 3-1. Steve Brinner, my uncle Steve. I think the thing from there is where's Newby?
No idea.
No idea. We don't think he's injured, do we? I don't think he's injured, is he?
No. What must Newby? He was on the training pictures last week, I think. So he was in training last week. What must him and because we'll get onto the new signing later on. But what must him and Tom Walker be thinking? Because they're not getting a look in as it is in their correct. Well, Newby's not getting a look in full stop. When Walker has played, he's not been in his natural position for about last year or so.
I think what you said about obviously we get into like the new signing later, but I think we are going to play with a lot more wingers, which will unlock.
How many? We've got about 7.
Well, we've only got 4, I believe. But also they weren't even in the team on Saturday. Neither of them. So if we play with more wingers, obviously we need more depth on the subs bench and stuff. So hopefully they get more of a look in. I'm just like generally excited to have more different depth in the team, different formations, just the same formation we've been playing for the last 7 weeks, which clearly doesn't work. I'm just interested to see how he changes up.
I don't think he's going to change it. I really don't. I think he's going to stick. I think he values Kitchen and South Wales as wing backs. He's just got to fit in. I think he's going to do what you said, Nick, but have the new lad cutting in. Maybe have the new lad on the left cutting in, and Whitfield on the right. I don't know because they're both right. Is Cron? Is a new lad? Is he right-footed?
Both. I was looking at his highlights. He scored a few goals with both feet there. Yeah. But the thing is, how long will it be before? Because if what we did in the second half on Saturday has become our new plan A, how long before that gets worked out? Because it wasn't long with the last plan A before teams worked out how to. It was about 5 minutes into the first game of the season before Dagenham had us sussed, and most teams have pretty much had us worked out since then. So I think because that was the thing with the recruitment. With the recruitment in the summer, every signing we made, it was it allows us to switch. It can play in a number of systems. It allows us to be fluid and switch, and we've not done that at all.
Yeah.
So I'm signing the likes of Whitfield and Walker in the summer. You'd think, we are going to be playing with like actual attacking wingers rather than just wing backs, and then it just didn't happen. And now with the Crankshaw signing, we're kind of scrambling to like catch up. But from what was said in the summer, it was that was what we're doing, and now all of a sudden it's we fucked it up in the summer, so here's another signing. I think Saturday, as you said, will tell us a lot about, and I wouldn't be surprised if we just carry on with what's not been working. Wouldn't surprise me at all.
Are we in the same situation as we was last Saturday in terms of Rusky losing his job if we lose though?
I think the run of fixtures we've got coming up is very kind to him. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, the win over Wrexham, it's the type of it's a win against a team who are definitely going to be up there come the end of the season, and it's the type of win we weren't getting last season. And we did it without playing well. That's all to Rusk's credit. So, because people say we're slagging him off here, but I'm just very worried about what it's going to be like going forward now.
I maintain what I said past few weeks, which was he had to get results against Halifax, Maidenhead. He got it against Maidenhead, fair enough. Okay, 9 men. Halifax, it was a complete disaster. And then that prepared us for the Wrexham game. I was surprised at the second half in the Wrexham game. In the first half, he's kind of got to go. But then you win a match and things change, don't they? And Sunday comes and you think, is it clicked now? Because the second half was a marked improvement.
There was a lot of talk before the game. Obviously, we mentioned the raping and pillaging in Castle Street that was. It was expected. It just didn't happen. But also, something that was expected was that once we went 1-0 down, the fans had turned on the players, which we said on here last week that's bollocks, that wouldn't happen. But that's what people seem to be worried about. And yeah, it didn't happen. If anything, we got more behind them. But there was talk online about a bit of a row between McGee and some fans in the main stand.
I heard about this as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was a bit of stuff going on apparently. I don't know.
Yeah, but
we won. I don't care.
Well, I know, but that goes on. Every manager that we've had has always got shit from the main stand, haven't they? It doesn't matter who it is. They've always got shit. So that if McGee doesn't like that, McGee's probably had that wherever he's been anyway.
Well, look on YouTube. He's definitely had it. I'm giving it back.
Exactly. What I found quite amusing was, I'm not going to say it was amusing. What I'm going to say is massive well done and respect to the club for handling the ticket situation. I know people say, yeah, but I had to contact them, but they got it sorted in the end, and the Together stand or whatever it's called was full of kids mainly dotted around, and nothing went off at all. I didn't see anything go off inside the ground.
Nothing inside the ground whatsoever. No, there was a bit of bother on Mersham Way after the game.
But that's coming out of the ground. That's part of football, and that's quite frankly that's part of football that sometimes it's just part of the game. So inside
I don't think there were any arrests or anything like that. Which considering the crowd, I mean, it's nearly 8,000 there. That's mental. I was expecting a decent crowd, but I suppose I just not put much thought into it. But I didn't think it'd be close to 8,000. Is it our highest since we've been
in non-league? I think
it's got to be.
I think somebody said it was like the highest attendance since like Leeds game, or someone said like Millwall or something. But
yeah, that'd be about right. I think
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be because what's that? That's 6,000 county fans, isn't it?
Yeah.
If we take it like that, and that's massive. Yeah, loved it. I loved it.
The last 2 weeks on Twitter as people going on about how shit our fans are and how toxic they are. It was nice to see that come out to be bollocks as well.
I was still expecting them to bring quite a bit more, though, to be fair. They only looked like they brought 1,500. I was at least expecting 2,000 from what they said on Twitter.
But it was weird with because you mentioned about the railway end looking like there's big empty patches.
Yeah, well, not patches, but I was expecting every seat to be full.
Yeah. Well, they had a bit of a problem because a lot of people were congregated behind the goal because it was basically being used as a terrace. No one was seated, so a lot of people were like right behind the goal. So I think that might account for the seats, yeah.
And it's probably worth mentioning as well. As Joe puts there, not to mention the steam machines in the railway. I mean, I don't know if our mates from Wrexham are listening or watching this, like Tim or any of the Fearless in Devotion lads. If you are, welcome, lads. But they had a couple of flares, so they just didn't do well in that regard, did they? They celebrated the first goal. That's great. Hardly sung after that, or we couldn't hear them. But that's the railway end. And then a couple of flare attempts that. They weren't even red flares.
that must be the danger in like that. That's what always puts like it's a minefield having like flares or smoke bombs because you don't know when to, going 1-0 up in the first minute and you let it off. Are people going to be like, oh, it's a bit early, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they can get into the second goal.
That's it. Somebody's probably been waiting about a month for this game.
And you saw
dragged out first minute.
To be fair, the way the second half was going for it might have been a distress flare.
Wonder what SOS is in Welsh.
Well, Mr. Duolingo. Mr. Ewan Gillingo Jones. Russ Joneson. Fireman Sam over here. That's all the Welsh people I could think of.
Ian Dowden, our fans are great. Hey, Ian, it was good to meet you on Saturday in the concourse as well.
It was. And also credit to Ian for organising the round of applause for Connor Jennings as well in the 10th minute.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that went off pretty well. I noticed the Wrexham fans didn't quite click to it till halfway through the minute.
I didn't. I told someone about it 5 minutes before and forgot about it. So. I was looking at Pete, all bemused.
You do that anyway, don't you?
Most weeks, yeah.
That's a good point as well that Ian makes. That he did tweet out. I think someone said "clap for Connor." That's not what we're aiming for.
Have you been through enough?
So yeah, but all in all, I mean, we sound happier. So that's what a win does for you.
My missus is happier as well. Have you found that your wife's happier, Ross?
Not really. She's ambivalent to it all, to be honest.
Maybe she's not been having a dates with the modern milkman.
Maybe not. Well, we cancelled him. We cancelled him, but there's still milk.
Why, have you found some racist tweets from 10 years ago? Not so modern now, are you? That's a little ongoing saga we've had on here, the saga of the modern milkman. Maybe next week he'll try and relaunch himself on GB News or something.
So yeah, what are you drinking, Nick? So you've got another tipple there.
Well, I'm drinking White Russian, Russ, and I'll tell you for why. My friends Emma and Dave, who will be loving their third mention on as many podcasts, they came over to mine. They loved the Wrexham game. Obviously, Emma's not been to a home game where we've won for even longer than us, so. Yeah, that was enjoyable. And then we said we'll have some cocktails. So Dave was making margaritas. I sent my missus out to get some milk for White Russian. She came back with 4 bottles. 4 bottles of whole milk. It's like, White Russian is not the type of drink where you're like, oh, I'll have 12. I'll have 12 of them throughout the night.
I'll have a pint of White Russian, please.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to I've just got shitloads of milk to shift. You can't put it back in the cow. I've tried.
No.
So I'm just, and you can't. I drink a lot of milk straight. I just drink milk as my drink, but not whole milk because it's like drinking cream. It's not very thirst quenching. So I'm stuck with it. So if anyone wants any whole milk,
it's a good exclusive there, Nick.
Just hit me up. Yeah. In other news, I'm running out of my good shirts, my natty shirts as well.
What do you mean you're running out? You can rotate them,
Well, no, I don't like to. These are my shirts that I wear for my stand-up as well, and I wear them to do this. These are my little getting in the mood shirts. Yeah, there's nothing on the bottom half. It's just a shirt. But yeah, I've worn this one already on here, and I'm really worried people are gonna.
It's not. But I don't think our audience are that type of audience where they recognise what you've wore before.
I'd be really upset if the readers pulled me up on it.
So yeah, all happy with the Wrexham game then.
We didn't get onto Ben Whitfield though.
Wow. No, we'll come back to that. But before we do, just for the uneducated, what's in a White Russian? Is it tea, vodka, and milk? No,
vodka, Kahlua, and milk.
Ah, Kahlua.
Yeah, it's a very nice tipple, mate. I might have a 7th after this. It's one of them, when you have people round and you're like, oh, yes, get loads of booze in. And no matter what happens, you get too much. And then you're just stuck with this booze. And my missus, I've got a nice bottle of Maker's Mark, which is like my favourite bourbon, and I'm not allowed to drink it until I finish the JD. No, that's a good bourbon that you can finish. We're not having loads of bottles open because you don't drink them. So now it's like I might have to take up drinking. Like as a hobby.
At least with all the milk, you can give it to Monty. You can't.
I could do, but he died a year ago, Pete. I was crying.
Sorry.
Yeah. We had that discussion. We had that discussion about it's all about Phoebe the cat now. We've got Phoebe.
He's got a new cat. Have you named that cat after Friends?
No, because I'll tell you for why. Once again, watching Friends. I don't enjoy Friends as much. I'd much rather watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine or New Girl now. But back in the day, I did like Friends, and I thought back then she is the worst person on earth, Phoebe. Why are they friends with her? She's a diabolical person. Like, barely an episode goes by without her throwing one of them poor saps under the bus for something. Like, Phoebe does something wrong, she blames someone else. She's horrible. So no, she just looked like a Phoebe when we saw her in the shelter. You know, when you do that, when you see an animal and go, oh, that looks like a Dave, that does. That rabbit looks like an Alan.
Can't say I have no.
So yeah, we thought she was a Phoebe, and she was.
Oh, nice.
I'm now going to compare every single cat I see to Dave Long. Don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Other Daves are available. See, I saw Dave Long at half-time on Saturday, but neither of you came to half-time. Came to the concourse at half-time. He really misses you both. Well, he misses you, Russ. He saw you the other week, Pete.
Yeah.
Ben Whitfield, then.
Oh, it was like watching Danny Lloyd in full flow, wasn't it?
I've never seen he's the best second half performance I've seen from a player in a long time. First half performance, again, he wasn't that good, but I think nobody was that good in the first half. But he just ran the show in the second half. Especially this run for the first goal. Nick, I'm not sure if you missed it because you were talking to Dave.
I was finishing a pint.
Yeah, this run, he's got the ball at midfield range, like what, and he ran circles around about 5 players all the way to the corner flag. So,
that's what you told me about that run, and I was like, oh god, he must be knackered. Then about 5 minutes later, he had the ball on the edge of our box. I looked down at my phone for a second, looked up, and he's on the edge of their box with it. Has he just teleported or something? But it was a joy to watch, though. Like at full speed, just in fly. And he was a bit too honest for his own good, I think. I know people like to moan about that. Oh, he's entitled to go down, inviting contact and all. It was a few times where he could have gone down, and we would have seen a yellow card, I think, because they just couldn't deal with him.
that's what happens when you play players in their natural position. Now, like they actually look good.
Simon Russ goes on to play Whitfield at centre back and Stockport lose 4-0 at Weymouth.
No, but it's good. It's good that we've finally seen him be as devastating as his reputation has preceded. You know, he's come with his massive reputation of being the best player or the best attacking player in the league or best winger in the league or whatever he was called. You know, Torquay's season fell off a cliff when he got injured. It's just nice to see him because he's been asked to do a job that he's not used to, which is fair enough. But it was so pleasing to see that. I think someone called him the Duracell Bunny. I think I saw that this week.
Yeah, I'll go along with that. Yeah, people called Danny Lloyd the same thing as well. That type of player, it does. Even it makes a difference to the atmosphere as well, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because at the start of that second half, Whitfield was the one trying to push us forward, and it does help get the fans behind you. I think having a proper flair player like that, like the Portuguese lad at United, Russ.
Fernandez.
No, the other one.
Oh, Dallo.
That's the one. Yeah.
The right back. Yeah.
You know a lot about United players.
What's his knowledge of Man United?
I didn't even know who that second one was. Is it real?
It's just my general knowledge, to be fair.
I bet you're a nightmare on the quiz machine, aren't you?
What I was going to say, I've forgotten now. So carry on.
Probably a lie. Nick Hughes says Hogan took some stick, but was quality when he came on. Yes, colossal.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely agree. He was when he came on. Yeah,
and he won every header as well. As Wrexham got more and more direct, they were just lumping long balls up. Every single one he won. I
think that Palmer and Hogan should start on Saturday. Drop Barkley for me.
So are you suggesting that we play 4 at the back or 5 at the back? Or is that a different conversation?
I don't think he'll change it, so I think it's going to go Friars, Palmer, Hogan.
Yeah. Barkley's been disappointing, I would say. I know he obviously was playing left centre back at some point. Obviously, he's the most right-footed player in the world, but obviously he looked disappointed when he came off on Saturday.
Yeah, I kind of threw his. But I think it was a concussion sub. Because he had
I think so.
Someone said there's blood above his eye and whatever, so must have been a concussion.
Did you say that that a concussion substitute doesn't count towards?
Yeah, if anyone knows what the case is, because with the Aston Villa game a couple of weeks ago, John McGinn took a couple of bumps to the head, was obviously concussed. You could see it a mile off, and he got subbed after about half an hour or so. But I'm pretty sure the substitute didn't count towards.
Yeah,
still have to be substitutes after. But is that a thing at our level, or probably not?
Well, that's it. If anyone knows, please do comment in. But it wouldn't surprise me if that was because they're all human in the Premier League and they're not any league below that. It probably doesn't count, does it?
Yeah,
exactly.
In the lower leagues, where if you're seriously injured and have a head injury, it can inflict your whole other career and your family life and stuff like and you have to pay for your own private care and stuff like that.
And if anything, in the lower leagues, it's more likely to happen.
Yeah,
because the ball's in the air quite a bit more, and there's more blood and thunder 50-50s, I would say.
Agricultural football.
Yes.
It's still I still think it's highly frustrating that we only have 5 subs, or we're only allowed 5 subs. And like the Premier League, they allowed like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But they're only allowed to make 3 of them, though, aren't they?
It's still good to have those options on the bench, if you know what I mean. So it'd be good to have Walker or. So that was the most defensive suspense I've seen.
That bench! I looked at that. Is he trying to lose his job?
Yeah.
Well, they just had no options, did it? I mean, if you think about it, okay, I think this is what Steve Brennan was saying before, where what's happened to Newby. If you've got no options, why not stick Newby on the bench? Because he's a great outlet to bring on.
And there's no Reiki or Walker either.
What's that other lad called? That other German lad we've
buried him behind the popular side with the West Ham fans. We're never going to be seeing him again, mate. He's in the banter years time capsule now.
I hope
it'll be a great county quiz question in a few years' time.
Yeah,
who was this player?
That was something that I saw at Halifax away. I don't think I saw it. Rob Brittner saw it was with. Someone had Chirac on the shirt on the back.
I know who that was.
You know who it was?
Yeah, I'm not going to out him. Oh, no,
right, okay.
I know of a group of people, and that's one of that group of people. Yeah, I could give you 2 or 3 names to narrow it down. Do you want his address or?
No, I'm not really bothered who it is, to be honest. But I just thought Rob saw it, and then we had a chat about it, and we both agreed that it must be a signed shirt. It is a match worn. He got it at the end of season kit sale. You know, Richard Landon used to flog the kits. And if you don't get there at 6 in the morning, you're stuck with like Chirac and Danny Schofield, Mark Halstead. Well, when we had Ben Walker on, was it Chris Adamson's jockstrap that he ended up with? Imagine getting up to go to the kit sale, and that's all that's left. Chris Adamson's jockstrap. But it's good though, isn't it? Because that's the only reason why you'd wear a Chirac shirt in it. Because if you bought it yourself and got the name on the back, you wouldn't be wearing it. But if it was match worn, at least if someone asks you, you can go, it's match worn though.
Unless you're,
and then you go, that's fine.
It's not something to be proud of, is it? Really?
If it's match worn, it's like, of course it is. A Chirac match worn shirt. That's like rocking horse shit, isn't it?
The only proper hipster, isn't it?
Proper hipster. But the only person who's ever worn a Chirac shirt by choice was a sex worker fulfilling like a very specific fetish of Chirac. He just walks in with his suitcase of old shirts.
I'm just expecting a woman to peer through Nick's room in a second with a shirt on the whip.
Who was it who said it? Was it the Dark Days? It was either Phil Brennan or Dave Schofield. Who's for some reason he's still campaigning for Nick out. I don't know why.
Yeah. I mean, I started it. I'm paying him to do it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it Phil or Dave who said that Chirac would only wear Predators?
Yeah, he didn't bring any with him.
Didn't bring any with him. Yeah. Was it Phil Brennan who had to buy him some shoes or something?
Yeah. Just a quick plug, and I'll probably do this as much as I can every episode. But if you haven't listened to the Dark Days series yet, please do. It's on our YouTube and in our Spotify, and it's every platform that you get your podcasts. There's 5 episodes covering the Dark Days.
A cautionary tale for the years.
Yes.
The banter years from the people who know them best.
But yeah, Happy days, nice little win. Ben Whitfield was absolutely brilliant. Any more standout performances then on Saturday?
Yeah, we touched on Hogan, didn't we? Ross as well. Ethan Ross seemed buzzing with the atmosphere at the end.
Seemed convinced, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Convinced.
Yeah. Oh, you and your football manager team talk. Maybe that's what happened at half time. Do you ever do that on Football Manager? You know, when you've got one game from the sack and you're losing at half time and it comes to the team talk and you just go, ask assistant.
Ask assistant.
Maybe it was all you think, fuck it. I'm not living and dying by this. I'm gone anyway.
It's like ask assistant. Oh, I have nothing to say right now. It's like, yeah, cheers, mate.
Yeah, I think just send them out. Don't say anything. It's like, what? We're losing 1-0.
That's what McGee does, I reckon. Like, you know,
losing 2-0
yeah.
at half time. It's like more of the same, lads.
But didn't Gary Stockford, when he came on, he said the assistant manager job is the easiest in the world because you just nod and agree with the manager.
I wonder if he's saying that now he's in management because he's a co-manager now. That's
joint manager.
That's why
we'll have him on soon, so we'll discuss it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now's probably a good time, just to quickly, and I'll do it at the end as well, plug that we have Sam Walker, no less, coming on the show.
Champion.
In mid-October. So keep peeled for that. Keep your eyes peeled for that. We've got a special engineer, Croasdale. Was he a standout performer?
I think so, yeah.
I don't think he's a standout performer. He's just that good every single game.
Yeah, he's one of them where you don't notice what he does unless he's not doing it. That's exactly it. Yeah, just kept it ticking over nicely.
Like the water board or an IT service.
If you like, yeah. I'll just say water carrier rather than. I thought you'd got your football terms mixed up when you said water board.
No, I was talking about industry standards and.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, mate. Yeah. I ain't thick or nothing.
I think a special mention for Madden. Because the goal, you see, I couldn't work out if the goal that he scored was absolutely top quality number 9 play, losing his marker in the box and getting a free header within the
did he have a
6-yard box. He did it at the start of the move.
That's the least marked anyone's ever been at Edgeley Park. Ever.
Or I thought so as well. Or is it Wrexham's defence? Did he lose them or did they lose him? Because their defenders are no mugs. They've got Ben Tozer, haven't they? And some other lad who they probably played loads.
I think it's a bit of both. I think, yeah. Obviously, they must have switched off a bit to lose him because they're talented footballers. But Paddy Madden's really bloody good at football as well. I don't know if anyone's ever told him that. I mean, he was pretty good on Saturday anyway. Imagine how good he'll be if someone tells him he's really good at football.
Well, imagine. Hopefully that kickstarts his season because imagine if he does that. All I can think is if he does that against a good Wrexham defence for a corner, what's he going to do against any lesser defence? Because they've got a good defence.
On Saturday.
Well, exactly, yeah. So I think I'm hoping Saturday is literally. We'll just flatten them. And we'll lose 1-0 now, aren't we?
We said that last year, didn't we? Though we said, easy 6 points, and then we got beat twice. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
we did.
Double over us, yeah.
But quickly on Madden, I think halfway through the game, the first half, I said to Nick, I was like, they have Mullin up front. He's banging the goals to them. He's a much better player than Madden. I think Madden was just low on confidence. He's obviously playing in a position that he's not comfortable with. He's dropping a lot deeper than he likes to be intended to. Obviously, he's just missing a massive target man, isn't he? So quickly now, isn't it? That's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I disagree. I can't. Well, not disagree, but I can't see how he'd be low on confidence. He's a senior pro. He scored loads of goals at higher levels. If he's low on confidence at this level, then that would worry me. And he's a leader in the team as well. He's had the armband already, hasn't he?
That was interesting as well. How he got the armband? I mean, Palmer. I still don't get how Palmer doesn't get it. I think Palmer.
He was captain, and then had it. It was Palmer and Turnbull, wasn't it, when we came up to this league, and then Palmer and Hogan.
Yeah, I meant now because.
Well, yeah,
I understand. Everyone in charge probably wasn't around for those times, were they? So.
I think there's a bit of snobbery towards Palmer, though. I think he's seen as a non-league player.
I still think he's the best defender we got.
But we are in the non-league. So.
Yeah, well, they're all non-league players. Yeah,
well, exactly. Yeah.
I don't think there's a. I think people don't think. I think people think Palmer's involvement with the club will end at this level, and that's it. But people said the same in the National League North. I've
not seen that. Is that consensus online? Is it or something? I don't know.
yeah. It's quite a prevalent sentiment. Sentiment. That sounds like it should be like an 80s new romantic band. It's Spandau Ballet.
That's really good, actually. Prevalent sentiment.
Yeah, all like dad wigs and yachts. Yeah.
New romantics. Yeah.
Yeah.
And just a special mention
if any of our listeners are good at like graphic design and stuff like that, maybe they could mock up like an album cover with like us three on it, and it's prevalent sentiment. Not you, Pete. You've got enough on.
I'm fine.
That's another thing as well to mention. Going back to Madden, his run from for the second goal. Someone freeze. I think it might have been Ian that freeze framed it. Actually, that took a picture of it. He was on the halfway line was he Whitfield was halfway. Yeah. Was halfway between the centre circle and the 18-yard box. So he's made some ground up there, hasn't he?
Yeah, very nippy.
Yeah,
not messing about there. I was wondering. I don't know how that ended up. I mean, it was Reed shanking it, wasn't it, that made it fall into the path of Rydell?
Yes, it was, wasn't it?
That moment where you don't know who scored.
Yeah, and Reed as well. I know he's a good goal scorer. Can't take that away from him. But I make that about 5 good chances at that end of the ground now
in the season. Yeah, at least three against Grimsby. Yeah,
and I just think. I don't know. I don't know if that could be a confidence thing with him. I just, if he gets one, he's probably gonna start to click. I mean, in fact, he's already got one. Has he got a goal?
He's got one, I think. Yeah, he got one.
He scored against Maidenhead, didn't he?
Maidenhead, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I don't know. What about Ross though as well? Ross, I know we just touched on him before, but he is a beast. He's for me, he's potential captain material.
Well, I mean, certainly number one now. It's his shirt to lose. Now I think
his kicking was better, much better than Ben's. He put it out for one, and I just looked at you looked at me, and was like, "We dropped in for this." But
but which the thing is, our tactic from goalkeeper clearances is to hit Kitchen on the touchline. So you are always running. It's an occupational hazard, isn't it? That the ball is going to. So that's. I don't think it was fair to stick Hinchliffe was getting in recent weeks for his kicking like it was a new thing. It was mentioned on the radio the other week that we were doing this new thing. Like the goalkeeper coach went up to Hinchliffe before the game and mentioned it to like hit Kitchen with the long kicks. And the way it was mentioned on the radio was like we just invented total football. and then within 10 minutes, Maidenhead were just putting like a tall player on Kitchen for the clearances, and everyone's done it since. But yeah, you do run the risk of the ball going, but there's no focal point up top. There's no big physical. So Kitchen's probably the tallest player in the team.
I think a lot of the frustration from Ben's kicking, I think, comes down to the overall team's performance. Really,
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, everyone just wants to go. Everyone's just complained about something.
Well, it just compounds the misery, doesn't it? If you're not playing well and you are losing, and then the goalkeeper kicks it out, it's like everyone goes, "Oh, for God's sake!" That's been since the big match revisited in the 70s, hasn't it? That's just football and football fans, I think. But yeah, it is a bit annoying. I'm in the keepers union. I think he's to be honest, his kicking has been a bit off recently, Hinchliffe. So I think it's probably the right time to give Ross his chance, and he stuck it. So
do you have a card? With the goalkeepers union, you have a little card. Because at school where people would say you drop your gay card, yeah, you just lock down.
We should make it a little sticker, goalkeepers union card, and stick them up everywhere.
Yeah, give them to opposition goalkeepers.
We don't have a card. We just have a self-respect and a nod for each other.
You've got no self-respect, mate. Fuck off. No, I'm not having that at all. Because it would be really embarrassing if you dropped your goalkeepers union card, wouldn't it? It's like, well, you shouldn't be in the goalkeepers union if you can't even keep a card.
Well, yeah.
What chance have you got with a football?
Let's talk about our new signing then. That was announced yesterday.
Yeah, Crankshaw. He sounds like he should be a rival newsagent in Coronation Street.
Yeah, what's the newsagent's called in Coronation Street?
It's called the Cabin, but it's just a very northern. It's a very northern name, isn't it? That's why I said rival newsagent, Crankshaw. It's quite a sharp word, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't really know too much about him, to be fair, but the Bradford fans seem absolutely gutted that he's
well.
That's so funny. Just a proper proportionate response.
Yeah.
Fuck no! No one's dying.
Well, it wasn't just one or two of them. There was loads of comments.
Loads of them, yeah. But
I'm expecting Valley Parade, like the gates to Valley Parade, to be like Buckingham Palace. You know when Diana died. Just people wailing, just putting flowers down. Like, oh no,
he's left now.
Crankshaw, the people's princess.
Well, it's quite a coup for us, isn't it? And because Bradford, no matter where, I know the League Two, aren't they, these days? But it's a massive club, Bradford.
Yeah.
Huge, so to come to us, I think that's quite a coup. And did any of you listen to the interview with Derek? Was it Derek Adams, the Bradford manager?
He's a knob, isn't he?
Oh, isn't he the guy that Kevin Ellison's had a bit of to do with? So it's the same shit house then, right?
Yeah.
I didn't listen to it, but what did he say?
The interviewer basically said, "Oh, you brought Crankshaw on. I thought he made all the difference." And the manager just said, in the most dour Scottish accent ever, just goes, "I didn't," and that's it. The interviewer's just like, "Oh shit, I'll move on, shall I?" It's like there's been times where Jim Gannon would say something a bit abrasive in an interview, and it was nothing on this.
Yeah. I think there we go. So James Lister said he's got a mate who's a Bradford fan who said they shouldn't have let him go, but that Derek Adams in charge of them basically said, my way or the highway. So there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But the Derek Adams said to the interview, didn't he? He just before he said, I didn't, he said, did you? Well done. I didn't. It's like, fucking hell. How much more disrespectful can you get?
It's like he doesn't want to be a football manager or have any of the stuff that goes along with it. It's like you're in the wrong job here, mate.
Well, I just don't get it with Derek Adams because he's had that spat with Kevin Ellison that he lost. He lost that.
Well, he lost it in embarrassing fashion as well. Let's be honest.
Exactly.
He didn't just lose. Like
it's become a meme and everything, and then he goes and does something like this. How embarrassing. So let's talk about Crankshaw then and what he can bring to the team. And we don't really know much about him. I can tweet a YouTube video about him, of him of what he can do. But I think Peter says it right here. If we've got Crankshaw on the left and Witts on the right, or even if they swap, when you put that instruction into Football Manager.
Yeah.
That one time it pays off in like 50 games. So you're like,
yeah. That is frightening going forward. I just hope it doesn't turn into one of these on paper again, because on paper our team has already won the league, but on the green patch.
I just don't want him to be another like Harvey Gilmore, for example. Coming from a football league club with high expectation, and then kind of just fiddling out in the team, not getting any game time. But I never really understood like where Harvey Gilmore went wrong. I mean.
Well, you did all right for Halifax against us.
Yeah.
Who didn't?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know what to say. I mean, Harvey Gilmore. I liked Harvey Gilmore. I think he was unlucky to get sent off. I don't think he played again after that, did he? After he got sent off.
No, but he didn't play much before it either, really.
No.
I knew he had an injury issue, but I mean, he wasn't in our team at the moment. But
so. Yeah, I mean it's an exciting signing. What pleases me is we're signing players from divisions above, whereas in times gone past, it was players who you've never heard of from divisions. And I'm not talking about the ones where we've had managers that do know what they're doing, because those players that we got who were unknown turned out to be great. I'm talking about players that we signed by managers that didn't know what they were doing. Like Chirac, as we mentioned before. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Man, didn't he come from like the Swedish 4th division or something?
Swedish well, that's what I mean. Yeah.
But it's not a higher level, is it? It's not like you're in the National League. It's
no.
I'm
not saying that.
Like, yes.
No, I'm saying it's pleasing that we're now signing players from a higher division.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And not from places where we don't know where they're from. And
also, like a second point to attach to that is because we've been signing players from like higher up for like a year or so, but now I much prefer this, like a young, talented player that can improve. And we can hopefully sell on for a decent fee, than like a player in the 30s on like a 3-year contract where there's a certain element of risk involved.
Yeah, I think you need. I think with any team you need a mix, don't you?
Oh yeah.
You need a mix. And with that 3-year contract for a player who's 32, you don't know what the plan is for them after. They might be wanting to go into coaching, and you can sort of use that as sort of forward planning. I'm not sure. I mean, obviously they all can't go into coaching, but you definitely need a mix.
Maybe some of them should go into refereeing.
Well, it has been said in the past, hasn't it?
Is that an actual general thing that people do think ex-players should go into refereeing? But then again, once you've been an ex-player,
I don't know any players who've gone into refereeing.
Well, Rob Clare is the only one I can think of that's been at county and has gone into refereeing afterwards.
Yeah.
Does he refer at a high level though, or is it just like an amateur?
No, don't think so.
I'm sure there's a player as well. I can't remember his name now, but he used to play for I think it's Walsall in the 90s, and he's gone on to become a referee, and he's in the Football League now. But other than that, but maybe these players see the abuse they themselves gave to referees and just think, well, I'm not putting up with that. And I mean, are the FA making it easy for them, or are there loads of hoops to jump through, like? In terms of paying for courses, it's very interesting. Maybe we'll do a deep dive, kind of like panorama type expose on that for a future show.
Maybe we shall. Well, I'm sure we can get some. We can get a referee on. I think it's Darren Bowden
he's local, isn't he?
He's local. He hates United, so and
I'll have that week off then.
And I think he's a local. I think he's a local referee as well. So. I think he's commented tonight actually. So see if he wants to join us. And
is it Darren Bowden?
I think so. Yeah, I think he is a referee. I'm sure he's a Stockport referee.
Excellent.
So that'd be an interesting take on events, wouldn't it? Yeah,
more interesting than this.
Well, yeah. Anything more then about Crankshaw? I suppose we've got to watch him play, haven't we, before we can start to comment?
Yeah. We don't really know too much about him. I've not even looked at highlights yet, so all I know is that Bradford fans are annoyed that he's gone.
It does excite me, the prospect. I can see what people are saying, like him on one flank, Whitfield on the other. Although I on FIFA, I put my wingers on free roam because I'm just that type of maverick manager. You know what I mean? But, Steve Baines, that is correct. He's the one who played for Walsall and was the only real player. Thank you, Si Lomas. See, Si Lomas knows his stuff.
Nice.
I know Si Lomas as well.
Okay.
We used to work together, me and Si Lomas. That's not why he's watching. He's watching because he's a county fan. Imagine working with me like 12 years ago and thinking, oh, I wonder what he's up to. Let's go and watch his live stream.
Good stuff. What else have we got? To talk about?
Weymouth on Saturday.
Weymouth on Saturday, yeah. 5-0.
It's got to be another must win, hasn't it? That's it. I mean, for all how happy we were about pulling the win out of the bag on Saturday, it means nothing if we don't. To quote Paul Lambert, that goal will mean nothing.
I think it's more important that we have a good performance, not just the result. But
so I'm not laughing at you. I was just laughing at the comments then.
Yeah, Si's watching because of Nick.
We're going to make Pete get a complex here. Just every time he talks, we're sniggering.
Happens every time, don't worry. No, I think it's more about having a good performance and we build on that second half against Wrexham. I think the result. I wouldn't say.
I'd say it's important, given it about 30 points behind the leaders.
Yeah, but it's about if we lose now on Saturday, do you reckon you'll get the boot?
I don't know anymore. I
think he's bought himself some more time with the Wrexham win because that's a big win. I think the result is important on Saturday. In fact, I'm going to stick my neck out and say that unless we have a sustained unbeaten run with good performances, then it could be his days could be numbered.
I just want to see a bit of consistency in the starting 11 and just
So you say formation then?
Oh mate, I have no idea. I have no idea what he's going to play on Saturday. I bet he still doesn't know, does he? He's going to go like an hour before kickoff and be like, "Oh yeah, I got to do this, haven't I?" Oh, yeah.
Put all the names in a bag.
Yeah, who's playing left wing today?
The midweight lottery.
That's funny. But it's funny, but so disrespectful as well, because he's like a proper manager and everything.
Wow.
I bet he's watching it. He feels outed now, doesn't he?
No, but this is why. I mean, I'm totally behind him. I want him to do well, like we've said for ages and ages and ages. It's just I'm starting to wane a bit. Did you see that that little report from a blogger that's going around in non-league? The third paragraph. I don't know if you saw that. I forget what it's from. But his third paragraph kind of summed up what I felt about Russ before the match. That he all the goodwill of the 18-game unbeaten run last season, and not winning the playoffs. The start had left me feeling like dubious to the maximum about is he the right man for the job. And that was before the game started, so I'm still in that camp, to be honest. He's got to go. We've got to go on a sustained unbeaten run with good performances, and he's like you said before, Nick. He's got the chance now because of the fixtures that are coming up.
Yeah. I really don't want. Well, I said it pretty much every week. I don't want us to go through manager after manager after manager again, because it just doesn't work. Watford are pretty much the only team who's got away with it, and that's because of their overall structure that they can do that, the whole Moneyball thing that they use. But no, I like Rusk. I'm sure he's I'd imagine Rusk, if he lived on my street, I'd wait until he puts his bins out to know what bins are out.
Say we're riding him at night as well, innit?
Yeah, and I think if I lent him my drill or something, because I've got a drill. Well, it's my girlfriend's dad's and he left it, so I use it sometimes. I just walk around the house like pretend to be James Bond. So yeah, if I lent him my drill, my missus wouldn't be like, "Oh, where's that fucking drill? Where's that dickhead with our drill?" I think she'd just be chilled about it, and that's probably the highest compliment any manager of Stockport County can receive, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I don't want us to go through managers either, because, like Scott said, from We Are Brighton, he sort of said what we've got here is someone who, as we go up the leagues, he'll probably get better because the game will become more of what he's used to. I think he's struggling with. I personally think he's struggling with the National League and what it takes as a manager to get out of it. I know he's done it as a player, but it's miles different being in the middle of the park.
Especially given it was 10 years ago as well.
Yeah, probably more. Yeah.
It's basically League 3 now. It's not non-league anymore. It's League 3. It's a totally different division.
Yeah. I do want him to succeed. I absolutely do.
I just don't want to be used as an experiment again.
Yeah.
Me personally, they've done some terrible things to my scrotum, Russ.
But I think that's where we are, because we're in non-league. If honestly, if we're in League One or the Championship already, Nick, I'd probably agree with you. We're not an experiment, but we're a non-league club that's just turned professional. As much as we don't like to admit it, this director of football method and the getting the new manager from under 23 side method, it's fairly. In fact, is it brand new for non-league? Has anybody ever done this before at this level? I can't think. So
I mean, the style of play we've been persevering with since he came in, no one's ever got out of this league playing like that. We tried it under Herman for like 3 months and it was dire.
Yeah.
So that's why I've been saying for so long something needs to change. I think the style of play needs to step there first.
I think the whole pressure of again having like a 7-year plan it's getting to a lot of people at the club, because I think that's. For me now, my expectation is to do that, is to go all the way up to the championship or whatever they said in 7 years. And every time there's a defeat or something disjointing at the club, it just feels like a massive, massive step back.
Yeah, but with a 7-year plan, one defeat on a Saturday it does feel like it at the time. I granted, and we're football fans, and that's what we do. But it doesn't, we could not go up this season and still achieve the 7-year plan. And even if we get 4 years into it and we're nowhere near the championship, Stock will probably just say, right, well, we need to rehash the plan. Then plans can be rewritten. This plan, we're not all the 5 Infinity Stones aren't going to come together if we don't achieve this plan, and everyone's going to go fucking 50-50 people.
We've all watched Marvel. We all get that. Like 6 months ago, I wouldn't have had a clue what you two nerds are on about. But right now, I'm like, yes.
That's when I see some of the responses when we've lost, I sometimes sit there and think Thanos was right.
He was. Thanos was completely right. Yeah. Well, he's the hero in that film. Yeah, he just went about it the wrong way.
But coming back to what I was saying, it's like if we're in this point now where we're going through a bad crisis in terms of results on the pitch, and if we do sack him, then it's a reset. I know, but before the Wrexham game, if you know what I mean, then if we sack him, let's for example, next couple of weeks, and it's just another reset in a year.
Yeah.
And all the last 5 years that we've done in progressing up the leagues and always improving, I kind of just feel for nothing really.
But alternatively, Matt Bryan, we're not going to put Matt Bryan's comment up, but I was just about to say that, Matt Bryan, and I stopped myself, so thank you for that. No, I think with the what were you saying, Pete? I've lost my train of thought.
I just saw the comment too. I'm gone as well.
you see all the people on the podcast now. Oh yeah. No, even people. Oh, come on, carry on.
Well, maybe if people are listening to the podcast and don't know what we're on about, maybe it'll encourage them to come and subscribe to us on YouTube and watch the live stream on Wednesday night.
Loving that.
That can only be good for everyone. Well, unless you don't like seeing the faces of us, then you won't like it. But crack on with the podcast. Okay. But no, you're right. If playing devil's advocate to what you said, Pete, about like it's a full reset every time, second manager. But at the same time, if he does limp on, just picking up the odd result here and there, then it's going to be an even bigger reset. Because you're talking a new manager coming in like February, March, writing that season off, and then next pre-season it'll be well they need a year first. They need a year, so that's where the plan just keeps on going. Yeah,
but don't forget as well with the same with Russ, because Russ is a gamble. He is, because he's an unproven under 23 manager. Any new manager you bring in, and obviously we're not wishing Russ to be sacked just yet. Any new manager you get in, it's a gamble, and gambles can pay off. So they could hit the ground running. They could have a load of players that are right behind straight away, hit the ground running. We've seen it before. I think Palace were in the bottom 3 in the Championship at Christmas. Went up via the playoffs to the Premier League one year. So it can happen. It's just a gamble, isn't it?
It all depends on whether you can trust Simon Wilson to pick that person. And I'm just going to say it at the end of every podcast, right before we end. I don't trust him to do that. And I think the plan of Stotts to be in the Championship and sustainable to some effect in 7 years would do a lot better if he appointed a proper footballing chairman rather than a director of football who's using us in the hope that this mad vision he's got will work for the first time ever at this level. It's not worked for anyone else, so I don't know why Simon Wilson thinks he's so special. Is it just if we chuck enough cash at it, it will work? But you never know. It might all turn around, or if it doesn't work out, Simon Wilson might appoint someone good, and it might do. But if in a year's time we're another manager down and no closer to getting the Football League, I will be posting this clip up and saying, "I told you so."
Go on, sorry, Pete.
I'm about to say, I think he's just got to see what James Rose done at Chesterfield and buy all the strikers in the league.
Well, yeah, that didn't do any good last night, did it? They got beat by Woking, and Grimsby got beat, which was pretty good. don't know if you saw those results last night. All the 100% records have gone. The unbeaten records have gone. I don't know. I think imagine if we are 2 or 3 years down the line and we're still no closer, and we're 2 managers in, and I think everybody would probably just lose faith in the whole thing then, wouldn't they?
Or Twitter will just be, you got to trust. You got to trust people. You got to trust. It'll happen. #trust. And then it'll be another 5 years down. I'll be dead by then anyway. I'll have had I'll have gone like a bloody Tory MP in a hotel room with an orange in my mouth.
Sat on the toilet.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right. Well, on that note, then.
What are you having for your tea tonight, Russ? Have you had your tea or?
Yeah, I've already had my tea. It was actually a very quick Mackey's because we
nice.
Rushed off our feet on a Wednesday.
I had that last night. Well, with this to do with everything, yeah. You know, you're a busy man.
Yeah.
What did you have from Mackey's?
I had a Big Mac meal, which is my staple.
It's limited menu. It's an issue, isn't it? Have you noticed?
Menu?
Yeah, since COVID, a lot of places do limited menus now. Domino's at the start of lockdown stopped doing half and half, and they've still not brought them back. And McDonald's stopped doing the breakfast bagels, and they've still not brought them back. So I've had my jab. I want my bloody bagels.
Speaking of jabs, yeah, I had mine yesterday.
Yeah, he's not mentioned it at all.
I don't mention it all. I've not mentioned it all podcast.
I'd literally not spoken to him from like 5 o'clock Saturday to about an hour ago. It's all I've heard.
I love that though, Pete. I love that. I've had my jab.
What you having for your tea, Pete?
Oh, I got some pasta, I think.
Oh, you've changed.
I know, yeah. It's better. I'm an adult now, I would like to say. I'm not. I'm really not. Well, really
not. Just to remind everybody, if you're not on the Fan Hub app, get on that and push out your prediction or your team prediction and share it. I know it's a bit of forced fun, Nick, but we like it.
I forgot to do mine on Saturday. I didn't realise you had to do it by like 1:30. I thought it was 1:45. So I didn't do it quick enough.
Yeah.
So
there you go.
Not that I would have got it because I did not have that. No.
And do you know what as well? The Fan Hub team are looking to reward fans of the National League that are high up on in the fan stats as well. So yeah, watch this space.
It was good. It was a good little ding dong. It was like the Fan Hub derby on Saturday. Because pre-match, Wrexham and County both quite high up in their rankings. Yeah, like a good mid-table battle, like looking to move towards the top 3. It was very good.
Decent.
I think the whole the prediction for the starting 11. I think that's going down really well on social media.
Unless you're not into that sort of thing, in which case,
well, that's it. Yeah.
Not gone down well.
I know. I have seen a couple of tweets of the.
What's the point? What's the point in anything? What's the point in living?
Someone said, "I think that's how Russ does his starting 11 on the final back."
Yeah. Well, I did ask him. I did ask him if they could do a random squad generator, so we could try and get close to what Rusk was doing. They weren't having none of that.
I just write the names of players on my cat's biscuits. And like whichever biscuit she goes for, that's my team. I got 11 out of 11 last week. So
it's pretty good. We're 450 users in the app now, which is the second highest, and the app overall's got over 8,000. So the target is to get to like 50,000, and then really start rewarding the people that are in the app. So if you're in the app now, you are early in it. So do stick with it and it'll keep on evolving. The other thing,
there's a survey we're on Fan Hub. There's a Fan Hub survey. If you go on the Fan Hub Twitter, there's a little survey because we know a lot of our readers have been very active on Fan Hub. So I think they're just the people who could do with filling in the survey. I think just doing your work for you there, mate. You're all right.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Also, another thing that they're after is a sort of an ambassador for each club. So if you if you search for it on Google, you'll find it. There's a bit of a role there, so it's like a bit of a decent thing to put on your CV if you're that way inclined. And it's about working in the community to reward and work with like charities and things like that to work with the app and try and build things that way. So that's pretty good.
I was tempted to do that, but then I don't want to be an ambassador of something that's willing to have me in as an ambassador. Put me right off.
Well, you wouldn't have got you wouldn't have got past the approval stage then,
No,
because I'd have seen it. And
Yeah. I don't have, my life's a shambles anyway. I don't have time. I put stand-up comedian on my Twitter bio to make myself feel like I was doing something with my life, and then ended up getting loads of stand-up gigs off the back of it. It's a fucking horrible.
Nice.
It's what you try and do. You think, well, if I just put that on my Twitter, I can just eat a bit more cheese this week and then start doing stuff next week. And it just kind of snowballed.
So, yeah, you're a chief procrastinator, are you?
Oh, yeah, mate, yeah. I don't make a list of all the stuff I need to do, and it all just gets bogged down. And then suddenly I'll come to make a list, and I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, I was meant to do that. I'm a nightmare. I'm mental busy though. That's why my head's just bang. Like the I don't know. That's how busy I am. I can't even think of a word.
Well, you know what they say. Plan to fail is failing to plan.
You know what they say. Punctuality is a thief of time. You know who said that? Oscar Wilde. You know what else Oscar Wilde said? Oh, you have to spit on that a bit before you put it in. That's why you're not meant to drink your water, Pete.
Yeah, I think I learned that now.
And yeah, a couple more things. Football Content Awards. That's going to be decided on the 40th. The night that we have Sam Walker in the County Arms, actually.
Oh, maybe we'll do a video link.
Accept our award by a video link.
Can we do it in fancy dress like Arctic Monkeys did when they won a Brit Award? They all did it in like fancy dress. We'll do that.
Do you think they do it like the Oscars, where you have like a video of each like candidate, and it, like you have all like all of them up on the same screen when they announce the winner, and you see the disappointment in each's face.
And then they have a thing of all the podcasters who've died in the last year, and Dave Long will be on it.
You can put your cat on there as well, Nick. I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. He was involved he was heavily involved in the podcast till the very end as well. Yeah, he was a strong contributor to the overall vibe. He was like the vibe curator. That was his title.
So what we'll probably do is, if we win, we'll announce it. If we win, we'll announce it. If we don't, we won't say anything about it. There you go.
Well, no, because I think we should have a little plaque that's like nominees 2021. You know, like they do when you go and buy like a Dua Lipa album.
I don't know. No,
you buy a Dua Lipa, it's just like Brit Awards nominated.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've seen other podcasts do that. Finalists in the Football Content Awards, and to be honest, I don't think it's that difficult to get into the finals.
Yeah, you just need a lot of boring saps to vote for you, don't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people voted for us, but compared to like,
I don't think those people actually think we're the best. But it's like when
just to make us happy, innit? That's it.
It's like when Bromley fans sing like Bromley FC, we're by far the greatest team the world's ever seen. I don't think they actually believe it.
No, do you know what? I've got a thing. I could play back for that when Dave Espley was on the podcast once, and we were talking about that. We sing that Stockport County, we're by far the greatest team in the world. What? By far the greatest team the world has ever seen. So even better than the Real Madrid team of the 60s. That was so funny. Yeah. And then the last thing to mention is we are having a new website designed and built for us by Key and Eagle, from the nice people at Key and Eagle. So I had a chat with Simon yesterday. And yeah, we're going to go live on the first. Well, the plan is to go live on the 1st of November with this new website.
Can we get some like proper naff 90s celebrity to do the grand opening? Like Roy Walker.
Well, I was going to say we could get Daz Sampson, but
Yeah, maybe Daz can do like an anthem for the unveiling.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some new intro music, actually. I wonder if Daz could sort us out, or Robin Richards. Robin did say he would do something for us, but then never did it. That was years ago.
He's probably busy with his actual
I know.
side of his music career that pays him. You know?
Yeah. Do you know, I actually listened to his album. It's really good. If you're into that sort of thing, yeah, I like it.
Absolutely loved it.
And then I noticed that on Spotify that he's done an album a couple of years ago, Welsh album. In Welsh.
Ooh,
there you go. So have a listen to that. That's pretty good if you're into that sort of beeps and blops and things. It's good.
I'll tell you what, Russ, if you're into that, I'll recommend something else to you that you might listen to. Have you listened to public service broadcasting?
I have, yes, but I couldn't name you anything. But I have listened to it. I've listened to them. Yeah.
Yeah, good. Just check him.
Yeah.
I thought that's if you're into bleeps and blops, then you'll like that as well.
Yeah, I am.
Bleeps and blops, weren't they like a garage duo? I think Craig David do some songs with bleeps and blops.
So yeah, please do like, share, subscribe if you're on YouTube, retweet us, share on Facebook, get the word out there. Last week's episode was quite a good one. We got a lot of audience for that.
Tell it loud to someone.
The Wrexham effect.
The Wrexham effect. That's it. Yeah. Just a shit Marvel franchise. Yeah. Tell someone on the bus about the podcast if you want.
Yeah.
Right. Just sidle up to him and put it on YouTube on your phone and just show it them. Right. In fact, if I'm on a bus and someone's playing stuff through the speakers, they've got permission to do it if it's that. If you're playing your shitty, come on, Russ, name me a modern artist that all the kids like. You're always up on pop culture, aren't you? Go on. Ronan Keating. There you go. Don't be blasting your Ronan Keating on the back of the bus. Stick our podcast on instead. That's a catchy jingle.
Live just in, by the way, we've had, you said about FanHub and getting feedback. We have had some feedback. What is your biggest frustration with FanHub? And someone's put in how shit County are at football.
I didn't think you'd be able to read my comment, mate. Sorry. That's good for FanHub, though, isn't it? It's like if you go to McDonald's and then they're getting some advertising in tonight, aren't they? I imagine if they're listening or watching, they might want to send us some free cheeseburgers or something. Yeah. It's like if you go in McDonald's and they say like, "Oh, how was your meal?" And you're like, "Oh, the meal was great, but I've just got this feeling where I want to kill myself all the time." Then yeah, it's like that, isn't it? It's like it's not their fault. McDonald's, even though you've said you want to kill yourself all the time, McDonald's about that's a good review. He liked the food.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's not killed himself in here immediately after eating the food, so it can't be that bad.
I suppose it's like a public service. They're getting it off the chest through FanHub, aren't they? Through the FanHub feedback.
That's it. Yeah. They can also email us and get it off the chest as well if they want.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do that. They do. I you know what? On Saturday, Ben Johnson, no relation.
Not the sprinter.
No. He tapped me on the shoulder and he went, "Oh, I'm Ben. I've just started listening to your podcast through COVID." So I was like, "Oh, cheers, mate. Really appreciate it." And then he sent me a message about what his feelings were for County, and I read him and I've got around to replying today. But I thought, yeah, it's really good, and it's nice that people connect with the podcast because it is by County fans for County fans, isn't it? So yeah, I can see Pete's reading his emails now.
No, I was to say, I can't remember what it's called, but I just want to shout out to the we had another a Japanese fellow come over, didn't we?
Oh yes, that's it.
Great bunch of lads.
Great bunch of lads. That's it.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to mention actually. So
and he may well be the coolest person who's ever been in Edgeley Park.
He's one of Oasis this year, wasn't he? He's like proper getting into the whole mank.
It's like has he just touched down, or has he lived over a while? He's a City fan though, isn't he? I'd look at his Twitter before and you think, well, we'll change that.
Yeah. So
he probably sees us as like a mini version of Man City and gets behind us because of that. Same way you do, Russ.
I have got the power to throw you out of the. No, but Akito mentioned me on Twitter and said I was one of the first County fans that he contacted on Twitter about supporting County. And I was like, I don't remember that. Have you seen this on Twitter tonight?
Yeah, I thought it was.
And I was like, I don't remember that. Anyway, he sent me the screenshot from 2016 of me and him talking on Twitter. And I've gone, are you the Japanese County fan? He's gone, yeah, I'm a Japanese County fan. I just don't remember.
What a conversation. Are you the Japanese County fan? I am the Japanese County fan.
The official one. He used to get ticked on verified.
He definitely needs it. We should have a blue tick as well. Chris Widgway's got a blue tick.
Yeah, I've tried to get a blue tick. We don't qualify for it. So then, yeah, you've got this Richie citizen, haven't you, who came on Saturday? Hi, Richie, if you're listening. We love you, and it's great that you're coming to County, but please drop the city shit, please.
Yeah. You'll feel much better about things if you just submit to it fully.
Yeah.
As I tell my victims. You have a much better time. It'll be better for everyone. don't struggle. Just go along with it.
Right. We're getting on for an hour and 20. I think we call it a day now, lads.
At least 20 of that was bollocks.
I know. We've done all the parish notices, so everything that we need to say. Read the blogs. They're still out there. We've still got the blog. That'll be on the new website, all connected up, sorting all that out. If you've got any photos we can use for the new website, photos of fans, then please let us know. Pete and Nick, if you can just stay online, I assume when we finish this, I need to have a chat with you.
I'm just doing a photo of fans now.
Yeah,
there's a photo of a County fan for your website there. Lovely stuff.
Right. For my website, okay.
Yeah. Oh, I don't like the way he said, "Stay behind you two. I'll have a chat with you."
Yeah.
I feel we've done
stay behind after class.
Pete, send your location to your mum, Pete.
Right. We'll end it there, boys. It's been a pleasure as always.
Cheers for coming, Russ.
Yeah, no worries, mate. Anytime. All right. Cheers for listening, everybody. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, retweet, all that good stuff. And see you later.
Yep.
Bye. Cheers.